For the first 6 years of my playing, I didn't use rim shots at all. I always hit the snare drum with the tip of the stick, exclusively with the tip of the stick, as close to the middle as I could. I think up until the White series, the videos that I post online, that's when I discovered rim shots. I was watching videos by Chad Zaliga, who drums for Breaking Benjamin, and I saw he used the rim shot all the time. And he wasn't even playing that loud. He just liked the tone, I assume, of the snare drum just with the rim shot. And I tried it out, and it just sounded so good. And it's such a powerful thing dynamically to use, especially if you still use like normal single strokes or double strokes on the snare drum, but you kind of use the rim shot to do the accents. And it's such a powerful thing dynamically. The best way to show you what I mean is just to play a groove, and I'll start off with the way that I played for the first 6 years of my playing, just kind of sticking to the center of the snare, and then I'll move over to rim shots, and then I'll kind of do a few folds incorporating the accent kind of technique of using the rim shot to accent certain parts of grooves and folds and things. So that's what this will sound like. So just explaining the technique of the rim shot, instead of hitting the drum just with the tip of the stick, kind of using just the tip of the stick as the only contact point, when you play a rim shot, you hit the side of the drum, so the rim of the drum, you hit that with the stick as well as the tip of the drum. So it's like you try to connect them at the exact same time. And that creates a totally different sound. It really makes the whole shell resonate. So you get the tone of hitting the drum in the middle of the drum with just the stick, and you kind of get the ringy shell sound, and it creates a ton more attack. It's like a much more dynamically powerful sound. It's a lot louder usually, and it's got a lot fuller tone than just hitting the drum with the tip of the stick in the middle. I'll just demonstrate quickly. What you can also do is to move the rim shot around. You'll get a totally different sound if you move the stick further across the rim or like way back across it. You get a kind of a higher sound if you move it back. The less stick that is kind of over the edge of the drum, the higher the note usually is, and the more the shell rings. So just see if you can spot the difference when I move the stick further into the drum and somewhat out of the drum. So it's another way of using the same drum to create totally different sounds. I like being able to kind of make it sound like it's a smaller drum just by moving the stick back a little bit. It gives me a lot more freedom dynamically if I want to extract a different sample from the same drum, if I just have to move my hand. So that's why I especially dig playing rim shots. You can't really do that with normal snare strokes. I mean, you can hit the drum on different places. You can kind of move the contact point towards the edge of the drum. It definitely will alter the sound, but I love the attack and the tone of a rim shot. That's why I love using them. The next thing that I want to show you is what I call rim clicks, and it's really simple. It's just hitting the drum on the rim itself. So not letting the stick touch the skin, and also not playing a rim shot, so not playing a combination of the two, but in this case, just letting the stick contact the rim of the drum. You can play this on every drum, well, on anything that has a rim pretty much, which in this case is the snare drum, small tom, floor tom, or the auxiliary snare. You can get many different sounds, once again, by moving the stick up or down on the hoop or on the rims. And I specifically like using these because, as I've said before, I like unique little sounds, things that kind of jump out at you and make you think, like what is that? What is he hitting? What is he playing? And I like the fact that 99% of drums have rims, so this kind of sample is always available to you if you're playing a normal drum setup. Even on a kit that has wooden hoops or some sort of interesting hoop setup, it's always a possibility to kind of get that unique little sample by hitting the rims with the stick itself. So not letting the tip of the stick touch the skin, but just the rims. I'll just demonstrate quickly by playing a little groove and kind of trying to incorporate the rim clicks into it. You'll see I'm going to try and kind of do a few different sounds by moving the sticks around, hitting the different rims of the different drums, and you'll see also that the tone differs greatly between, say for example, playing the rim of the small tom and then moving to the floor tom. Because the drum has a totally different dimension, because there's so much difference, that the tone also changes a lot when you move from the one rim to the other rim. So you just have quite a wide range of sounds that you can sample from when you move from the sticks onto the rim. So this is what it'll sound like. Since that's quite a unique sample and not something that you hear very often on recordings, I think it's really important to practice it in a musical context. So with the full kit setup, to hear where it sounds good, like where you can place it, where it kind of adds to the beats, and where it's a creative addition and not just a little gimmicky thing that looks and sounds cool. So a way of practicing this for me is to just play a normal beat and then to see where I can place these creatively to add to the beat, to give it a unique and a creative vibe. Like I said, I don't just want to be gimmicky and kind of play on the rims just for like entertainment value. I really try to get samples that sound creative and that add to the groove or add to the fills. So I will just play like a normal groove or a normal full based kind of vibe or pattern around the kit, and then I'll try to incorporate these little clicks in creative ways to see if I can't add to it, can't make it more creative. So an example of that kind of way to practice will sound like this. So I think it's a good idea to just mess with them, kind of just play a groove that you feel comfortable with and just use strange accents and strange patterns, just things that you've never played before, and just place them around the kit in unique and new ways. And just hear what it sounds like. Just see if it doesn't maybe add to the groove. If it doesn't maybe give it a nice little funky edge. And that's what I try to do, especially with samples that are a bit unconventional, stuff like the room clicks. You're not used to hearing that. So I like to incorporate that into normal grooves, hopefully in creative ways, to add to them, to make them a little bit more unique. But the only way that you can do that is to actually play them and hear what they sound like.